Hi there. So this video is titled Positive Focus versus Embracing the Shadow. And there are sort of two basic spiritual perspectives and belief systems as far as how to become more happy and how to create a better reality for ourselves, a better life for ourselves, which of course is one that is, positive and fun and creative and enjoyable and not dragged down by darkness and murkiness and depression and aggression and anger and unpleasantness. And so many will say that whatever you focus on is what you create, and if you're focused on negativity and unpleasantness, then you're just going to create more unpleasantness. Others say that this is unrealistic and it is not dealing with reality, and that you need to integrate the darkness and the light and work with the shadow element, as they say. And I would say that you should really do both. That both of these perspectives have a great deal of potential and power, and also pitfalls to them. And I think very often the approach of focusing on the positive does have a great pitfall in terms of not dealing with the darker shadow stuff that is equated with the subconscious. And oftentimes then what ends up happening is that the murky, dark, unpleasant, crappy stuff in our subconscious actually ends up ruling our lives without our realizing it. And that is to a great extent, sort of the mess that humans are stuck in at this time, is a lot of crap in the subconscious that hasn't been dealt with, and people continually say focus on the positive, and this dark unpleasant stuff continues to not get dealt with and just gets worse and worse, and it's kind of a vicious cycle there. However, our minds have great power, and I certainly do agree that which direction we're going to go in and what we're going to create in our lives and in the world has a great deal to do with our thoughts, our mind, the vision that we have of what we truly want. And so I really think it's one of these things where you have to find the balance, and you have to be open to both concepts, both approaches within yourself, and be balancing that, the darkness with the light, the positive with the negative, the fun with the unpleasant. And keep in mind a vision of what you really want your life to be, while simultaneously being in the present moment of whatever might be there. And oftentimes that means dealing with and working with unpleasant, difficult, challenging, really tough stuff within. And beyond that, even having a mindset of an intention of being open to even more deep down within that we might be unconscious of, because you can say, well, just be in the moment, and that's what a lot of people are doing, or at least intending, but the conscious mind is not all that there is. So you have to also seek to dive deeper within in order to truly embrace the shadow, because the way that the shadow works is the shadow is in the darkness and is not readily apparent and visible. And so if you're just dealing with, well, whatever I'm thinking about right now is is dealing with the present moment, then that isn't really understanding the nature of the shadow, because the point is that the subconscious is in fact in the present moment. It's here with you, but there is much within the subconscious that we are not aware of, and so truly embracing the shadow requires a certain concerted effort and openness and willingness to expand one's perspective in order to see that which might not be readily available, readily apparent to you. So the point is that there is a need for a certain concerted effort in that direction when it comes to embracing the shadow, to strive to be more open to your thoughts and feelings and motivations and actions, and seeing what the deeper force is that's driving us to do the various things that we do. So that's kind of the dichotomy there of that of working with the mind in a positive way and understanding that there is great power in that which we are creating with our mind, while simultaneously understanding that our consciousness is very multifaceted, complex, multidimensional, and that there are other aspects of our mind and of other parts of our consciousness that are creating our reality without our realizing it. Just our conscious thoughts is not all that exists within us, and so we need to balance out that power of the mind with seeking to come into a greater awareness of all that is, all that we are, which includes acknowledging and diving down into some of that unpleasant stuff and working with that as well. So, as is often the case, it's a balancing act and a matter of being flexible and not being stuck on, this is always the right approach. Always just focus on the positive, or don't be positive. Only be negative and dark and murky and depressed because I'm dealing with reality, and reality is always horrible and challenging and tough and difficult. Both perspectives there have their follies. So just something to keep in mind. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.